what's been on my mind. Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city light. Hey darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far.
Friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Candy. I'm a mom to 5. If you're coming back from other videos, welcome back. On my channel, I share homeschooling, homesteading, day in the life, what's for dinner, canning, grocery hauls, all kinds of fun stuff. Today I'm going to bring you along on a day in the life. I've been busy getting everybody's schoolwork printed and in binders. So breakfast today was easy. It was French toast, pancake on a stick. And I went ahead and got everybody's syrup ready while those were baking, and now we're headed to speech therapy. Morning. Happy Thursday. I'm so thrown off by this week because of the 4th of July that it feels like Monday. But it is Thursday. I'm at speech therapy with Bubba. He's my only one that comes on Thursdays. So it's just me and him today. He's inside for about 15 more minutes. I spent the last 45 minutes doing some voiceovers on a couple of videos. Got those done so I can get those uploaded today because I'm very behind on uploading videos. Just things have been kind of crazy around here between when I got sick and I hurt my back at the same time, and then my aunt went into the hospital, and then CJ had his emergency and went into the hospital, and then he got out of the hospital, and then my aunt passed away, and then there's also animals and kids and trying to prepare for the next homeschool year, and the garden is just completely out of control with weeds, and I'm just trying to like stay afloat right now. So I'm behind on editing, but I got several videos, voiceovers done, got that ready. So I'm gonna get those uploaded when I get home. And what else? I'm up to editing the video when CJ went into the emergency room. I opened it, and then I closed it, and I didn't finish editing it. I didn't even touch it. It's just, it was a lot to, like, at the time, I'm very good at, during emergencies, compartmentalizing feelings and emotions because I worked in nursing, and so I take myself immediately out of a situation and put myself into nurse mode, because when you're working in nursing, you don't have time to be emotional about anything. You need to be present and do what needs to be done. And so at the time, I just kind of took myself out of it and put myself into the logic of things, of what needed to happen to get him better. So looking back at the video now was hard. So I'm just not ready to edit that. I might work on it tonight, might not, might wait a day or two. I don't know, but I did get several videos ready to upload, so I'll have those ready to share soon. But I did not film a ton while he was in the hospital or the emergency room, just little bits. It was just very busy. You know, there was cardiologist, pulmonologist, allergist, asthma doctors in and out constantly, and then respiratory therapists, nurses. There was people constantly bringing him games and Legos and things to keep him busy while he was sitting there as well. So I was busy, and then also their pediatric meals is what they were feeding him. They were probably good for like somebody that's like Maddie, but for a normal 15-year-old teenage boy, once some steroids started hitting him, and he already eats like 3 times what James eats, he was starving. And so I was making runs back and forth to the cafeteria, like constantly. Thankfully their cafeteria was open till 2 a.m. every night, because at like midnight every night, he's like, I'm starving. And so I'd go get him like a big cheeseburger and fries, and I would load his cheeseburger down with like a mountain of lettuce and onions and 3 or 4 tomato slices, and then, you know, give him a big old pile of fries, and he would eat that before falling asleep because he was just starving. And like, they'd bring him a meal, and it would be like 4 little mini corn dogs and then like maybe a quarter of a cup of sliced carrots and a pudding cup. And he'd eat that and he'd be like, Mom, I'm starving. And they were giving me a meal every day, like comping me one meal every time he ate of like an adult meal. And they'd give him that, and then they'd give me like 2 enchiladas and rice and beans. And so I would give that to him, and he would still be hungry. And so then I'd go to the cafeteria for him at every meal. And then I would just get me like a sandwich or something at the cafeteria because I was stressed out and I wasn't really wanting to eat anyway. But we have some really good friends from our church who came up to see us, and when they came up to visit, they got me a hamburger, which I really appreciate because like I was not taking care of myself so well. I was just in the mode of like do what he needs me to do, you know, make sure he's getting his bed sheets changed since he can't get out of the bed and walk around, make sure his clothes are getting changed, make sure that I'm writing down his intake and outtake and all of that for the nurses because they had me doing that for them. You know, making sure he was eating, and I wasn't really doing much for me, but I have a fly in my window. I was trying to wave it out the window, but it didn't work. So they came and they got me a cheeseburger or hamburger, I don't remember, and sweet potato fries, and I ate that. And then they also gave me like $20, and they were like, make sure you're eating. So I did the last night we were there, I think, go down and get me like a massive salad from the salad bar because I was like, oh my gosh, I am dying without like fresh food, because I was just getting like the pre-made ham and cheese sandwiches, turkey and cheese sandwiches, things like that, just to kind of keep me going like once a day. But like I said, I wasn't in the mood to eat. But anyways, all of that to say, I was just busy and in that auto mode. And so looking back at the video clips, it's just hard to look at. But he did spend 4 days. Let's see, he went in on a Wednesday morning because I was supposed to see my doctor that day, and he came downstairs and couldn't breathe. So I took him to the emergency room. I thought it would be like last fall when he went to urgent care. They did like 3 or 4 breathing treatments. His oxygen got back up, and they sent him home. And they said it had just been due to bronchitis and pneumonia, that it had exacerbated his asthma. And so I thought it would be like that. They would do some breathing treatments and send us home, but it didn't work. His oxygen kept dropping. They ended up transporting him out to a bigger hospital at 2 in the morning on Thursday morning. And when he got there, he was on 22 liters of oxygen, which is insane for a kid to be on. Most of the older ladies at my church that are on oxygen are only on like 1 to 2 liters. And so, you know, it's very stressful to kind of watch some of the videos. But he rode in the ambulance to the hospital. I ran home and grabbed a bag, put some of my clothes and CJ's clothes in it, grabbed my blood pressure pills, a hairbrush, deodorant, his deodorant. I think that's pretty much it. Just, you know, a quick bag of stuff. And I mean, I wasn't in the house 5 minutes. Told George I loved him. Everybody else was asleep because it was like 2:30 in the morning. And I was out the door. I was headed through town, getting ready to head to the city. Got pulled over at 2:30 in the morning in town, in the town where I live, by a cop that I've talked to on several occasions at the grocery store and things. Pulled me over, told me I was doing 32 and a 30, and he wanted to know what I was doing speeding through town. I was really frustrated by that. I told him my kid was in the hospital, or on the way to the hospital in an ambulance, and I needed to get there, and that 32 wasn't really a reason to pull somebody over. He said, well, if he's on an ambulance, he's fine. You don't need to be speeding. And I was like, it's 2 over. It's not like I was speeding. And I didn't even know that our speed limit there in our town dropped right there because there was a tree in front of the sign. But anyways, and I've lived here 4 years, and James has lived here, 4 years. And also my father-in-law has lived here 36 years, and he didn't know the speed limit dropped there. But anyways, I said, I need to get to the hospital. I need to meet my kid there. He's on an ambulance. I've got to get there. And he said, can you tell me where you're actually headed? And so I grabbed my phone because I had it GPSed on my phone, and I said, here. And I showed it to him, and he said, okay, fine, I'll let you go this time. And he never took my ID, my insurance, or anything. He just let me go. But I was just really frustrated that he pulled me over. because I've never been pulled over in my life. I've never been stopped, pulled over, anything. So that upset me. But anyways, I got back on the road, got up there to him. They have like 12 buildings. It's crazy how many buildings they have. It took me a little bit to figure out where he was, because they kept telling me it's the one with the big driveway, and there was like 4 with big driveways. And then I had to park, and at that time of night there were so many people, like I guess overnight or whatever, I had to park like 4 parking lots back and walk with everything. And it was like, by then it was like 3:30 in the morning, and it was scary. I don't like dark parking lots and dark places. I don't even like the dark. I don't go outside in the dark. But anyways, I got it there, met him. They just got him off the ambulance, got him in a room. And so I met him in there. I stayed with him there, let's see, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Saturday night time he got to go home, which was great because Sunday was Father's Day. And so, anyways, I've got to edit that video. It's probably all going to be in one video because it's just small clips. But it's a lot to go over. And I've got to kind of get myself into the mode of going through that and not getting emotional. I'm doing better than I was since my aunt passed. I'm still very sad. I'm very used to waking up in the morning, getting a cup of coffee, and giving her a call and talking for like an hour. And now I just don't have that. And it's very hard. And I'm just trying to get myself past that. But I'm trying really, really hard to be positive and just not get upset about all that. CJ did get into the allergy doctor, so that was good. And then, what else has been going on? After I got him back from the allergy doctor, I got home and Bubba's whole hand was swelled up from a wasp sting, and he couldn't move his fingers, and it was awful. So I took him to the ER because the doctor and the urgent care were already closed. Got him checked out, got him some steroids. The doctor there was actually the ER doctor that saved CJ. And so, as soon as she walked in the room, she looked at me, she looked at him, and she said, "How's CJ doing?" And so we talked about him while she was looking at Bubba's hand. And then she went over to their pharmacy because everything's closed here at night. There's no pharmacies here that are 24 hours. And she went in their pharmacy and she found a steroid cream, and she said, "Here, take this home with you, because you need to get that down now, not tomorrow by the time the pharmacy opens and fills it." And so she did that for us. She's amazing. Her name was Christine or Christina. I think it's Christine. She was amazing. She did so much for CJ. She was on top of it. I fully believe she saved his life because his oxygen was 79. And, she was on top of it from the minute we walked in. And I've had several family members who were like, "Why would you take him to a hospital that's in the middle of nowhere instead of going to Shawnee?" Okay, first off, Shawnee is not what it used to be. Shawnee is wild, and there is crime and loitering, and it's an unsafe place to be pretty often. There are some areas that are better than others, but at the hospital, it's pretty bad. There is a lot of people that are homeless and people that are on drugs filling the hospital at all times. So when you go there for a broken bone or something, I've been there with Mika where we sat for 12 hours with her arm in a right angle break for 12 hours waiting to get seen. And they kept saying, "Well, we have to work in the order people came in." And my kid's laying there screaming with her arm bent in an L shape. And so when he started struggling to breathe, like in my mind, I was like, okay, we're going to go to Shawnee. We're going to be there all day. I don't even know if they're going to help him, or if they're going to wait till he's on the ground. And I went to pull out the driveway and I thought, why don't I go to Prague? So I took him to Prague ER. It's actually closer to my house, but we live out of town. And so we went there. They took him right back in a room before I even, because I pulled up to the door. He went in, and he was really struggling to breathe. I opened the door. I kind of pushed him in at the nurse, closed the door, got in the car, parked the car, and before I got inside, they had already given him an epinephrine shot because he was just blue. And, like, whenever I pushed him in the door at the nurse, he just kind of collapsed on her. And, yeah. But they had given him a shot. They had oxygen going on him. And they were on it. And there was no wait. But it is a small hospital, and it is in the boonies. I mean, they have 2 hospital, like, ER rooms. They have a doctor's office, and they have, like, 12 hospital beds upstairs, but they usually only have, like, 1 or 2 patients in them. But, I mean, it was immediate care. There was no long wait or anything like that. So, it worked out really well because we ended up with a wonderful doctor there. She works at Baptist as well. She was able to transport him out. But, yeah, that is why I took him there, and that is why I took Bubba there, because I knew that they would take care of them, and it wouldn't be a long wait. And I'm not saying in a negative way about homelessness or anything like that. I'm just saying that I knew that they wouldn't have given him the care he needed, so that's why I took him to the little hospital in the boonies. But anyways, all of that to say, he's doing better, Bubba's doing better, I'm trying to do better, and life is going on. So, anyways, what am I going to do for the rest of the day? I am working on printing schoolwork. I have been for several days. I ran out of yellow ink in my printer, so I had to order some. That came yesterday. So when I get home, I'm going to finish printing people's schoolwork, or try to finish it all today. I may run out of printer paper, actually. But I'm going to try to finish printing schoolwork and get it in binders. Kids are wanting to go ahead and start back to school, even though it's only July. So I'm going to try to get that done. I am switching curriculums this year. We did, what is it? Word Quest? What is that called? Brain Quest. I don't know. Mind Quest. Something Quest. I don't remember what curriculum that is. But we used that last year in Story of the World, and then our Bibles. And we did lap books for science. But this year we're going a different route. I'm going to do a whole video about all that. So I'll be sharing that soon. And kind of show you guys everything we're doing for school this year. It's a little bit more strict than we've done in past years lately, but I think it'll be alright. I think they'll enjoy the new curriculum enough that they won't mind the strictness to it. We're also adding a tea time twice a week, and just a variety of different things that we haven't done in the past. So I'm excited about it, and I think the kids are going to enjoy it. But I'm going to work on that today. I don't know what we're doing yet for lunch. I need to see if we have leftovers. If we have leftovers, it'll be leftovers. If not, since it's raining, I might do soup and grilled cheese or something like that. And then dinner tonight, I'm doing meatloaf. I usually do my own seasoning and stuff in the meatloaf, but since we really liked the Kinder seasoning in a chuck roast, I picked up their meatloaf seasoning. We're going to try that tonight. So I'm going to do meatloaf, mashed potatoes, gravy, and probably a Caesar salad, because I'm dying for a salad. And that'll be our dinner tonight. We still have a pineapple pie from yesterday. Did I vlog yesterday? I don't think I vlogged yesterday. So I'll share here in a minute a clip of me making the pineapple pie and share it with you guys. A friend of mine named Danielle has a Facebook group that we all share our meals and our cooking and our recipes and just talk about life in, and it's a small group, but she shared a recipe in there and I made it, and everybody really enjoyed that pie, huh, Bubba?
What?
Did you like the pineapple pie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm just asking. Did you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I made 2 pies. We ate one yesterday. We have one left, so that'll be dessert tonight. Does that work? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was, I think it was a gooseberry recipe that, maybe not. I don't know. I don't remember offhand, but it was graham cracker pie crust, 2 of those, 2 cans of crushed pineapple, the 20-ounce cans, 2 of the packages of vanilla pudding, and 2 containers of whipped cream. You just mix the vanilla pudding with the crushed pineapple, and then fold in the whipped cream and put it in the pie crust and let it chill. So it's quick and easy, and it's a good summer dessert. And everybody really liked it. Even though Bubba is a pessimist, Bubba liked it. He's Mr. Negative. Huh? Yeah. Anyways, we're going to get home. Right, Bubba? Yeah? How was speech? How was occupational therapy? Yeah? Were you a good boy? Uh-huh. Okay. We're going to head home. Lunch today is just leftover hamburgers and hot dogs. I kind of forgot to show you guys that before I took a bite, and I'm still busy getting binders ready. Jenny is super excited watching her math print. Alright, I'm working on getting dinner made, so I'm just following the directions on this Kinder's meatloaf seasoning and making up our meatloaf. I did half ground beef, half turkey, but I'm just going to get this all mixed up, make my loaf, and get it in the oven because it needs to bake for like at least an hour. It is ready to go in the oven, and the last like 20 minutes or so I'm going to add some ketchup with a little bit of brown sugar whisked in it over the top of it. It is coming out of the oven. I'm just going to go ahead and add my sauce and get that smeared over the top and pop it back into the oven.
Close, promise you won't let go. I'm nothing without you. I don't know what I would do without you. You are the one.
A bunch of yellow potatoes in my Instant Pot with about a cup of water. Let those cook. When they were done, I just mashed them with the water, added some milk and butter, made our mashed potatoes. Boiled some water with some mushrooms in it and some beef better than bouillon. Thickened it up with some cornstarch for our beef gravy to go with our mashed potatoes and gravy. Made up some shells because Miss Maddie has been requesting those all day long. Here is our finished meatloaf. It has literally just come out of the oven, so it is still bubbling pretty good. And then I made up a salad to go with it. So here is dinner tonight. Thanks for coming along with us today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment below so we can chat. And I'll see you next time with another new video. Bye.